Those close to former President Obama are rejecting President Trump's accusations that he wiretapped Trump Tower during the election. Mr. Obama's spokesman put out a statement that reads, "Neither President Obama nor any White House official ever ordered surveillance on any U.S. citizen. Any suggestion otherwise is simply false." This was in response to multiple tweets Mr. Trump posted early Saturday, such as this one. "How low has President Obama gone to tap my phones during the very sacred election process? This is Nixon Watergate. Bad or sick guy?" For more, we turn now to CBSN political contributor Kevin Sheridan. He previously served as the communications director for Paul Ryan during his 2012 vice presidential bid. Kevin, the president made these accusations with no evidence. What might he be trying to accomplish here? What's the point of all this?
I think it's too early to say. We see some of these tweets that come out and there's stray voltage designed to, the theory goes that they're designed to kind of suck up some of the media attention and, deflect from something else going on. But if this actually happened, if one of the intelligence agencies, the FBI or somebody else did actually tap the phone lines inside a Trump Tower, that's a significant story, clearly, and we need to know more about what he's talking about. So either he's gotten information from his own government, or he's gotten information from somewhere else, and he's going to have to explain more about it. And I think the intelligence agencies are going to have to explain whether or not this happened, because that Obama spokesman's quote was very qualified. It did not say that it didn't happen. It said that no White House official was directly in charge of giving the order to do it. So that's not exactly an answer. So we have a lot more to learn.
Kevin, this administration hasn't really undergone any sort of major foreign policy crisis. So what does this team do when they have a president who likes to tweet rogue, and when there's sensitive intelligence that particularly could potentially involve even a foreign government?
Well, I think the team that he's put in place is so far above average. It's incredible. They've got a great team with General Mattis at Defense now, and Kelly at Homeland Security, and now his NSA Director McMaster as well. So I think he's got really good people in place, and he's just going to. And there's the tweets, and then there's the action, and we haven't seen him do anything that's been really out of the ordinary in terms of use of the intelligence agencies or use of the military in any way. So there's the talk, and then there's what he's doing as president, and that's those are two separate things. I think sometimes it's clearly not usual. It's not how we've come to understand the presidency, but we're going to have to get used to it, because this is how he's doing it.
Yeah, diplomats I've spoken to say we don't know whether to accept the president's tweets as actual policy or whether this is something different. But I want to ask you about the fact that Republicans have been very silent on this issue, except for maybe Senator Lindsey Graham. We really haven't heard much from them today. How should Republican Party leaders be responding to this?
I assume they were on the phones today trying to find out what he's talking about, and I think they want to get some information before they go out and say anything about it. And like Lindsey Graham said, if it really was a tapping of the phones, and maybe it wasn't done properly or for any good reason, then that would be a huge scandal, and that would be the biggest scandal since Watergate. But we don't know what it was about. We don't know we don't know A, if it happened, B, what the target was, and we just have to learn more about it. So I would caution anybody, any Republican on the Hill knows better than to try to get out ahead of this before they learn exactly what this means.
Right. We don't know very many details about this, but the FBI reportedly had a warrant for a server in Trump Tower to investigate possible illegal banking relations with Russia. The agency hasn't confirmed or denied this, but did Mr. Trump just put more attention on something that could potentially have legal consequences and possibly really hurt him down the road?
Potentially, but we just don't know if that's a real investigation or not. And when we get more information about it, then clearly he might be trying to position the Obama administration as pursuing something politically, and that would certainly be the first salvo on that, and blaming the former president for getting political and using the intelligence agencies is a very serious charge, and he'll have to make that case if that's the defense he's going to make. And we just don't know enough, though, even what the intended target of that so-called investigation, if it even happened, is. So
how do you clean up, Kevin? How do you clean up a news cycle like today, where we're focusing all on his tweets instead of talking about potential Obamacare or even a potential travel ban possibly expected next week?
Well, we've come to get used to President Trump is going to continue to tweet, and no matter what is going on in his week, he had a very good week. Let's not forget, other than the session stuff, he actually had a very good week. He had a great speech before Congress, well received by everyone. I think that was probably would show up in the polls immediately, and I think that people were really feeling good about this. Look, the Republican Congress is very focused on repeal and replace of Obamacare. I think you're going to start to see the committees acting this week or next. You're going to start to see actual details of those plans. Tax reform is next. Regulatory reform is coming. So there's a number of things that are actually happening, real governing that's going on. These other investigations, whether or not they get, swept into one big investigation on the Russia thing, or it becomes a separate investigation with a special prosecutor, we don't know yet. But right now we know that there's a lot more that we have to learn about both this investigation, whether it happened, and whether they were actually, wiretapped.
So, Kevin, if you had a job in the communications department of the White House and you were just in charge of damage from the president's Twitter account, what would you do?
I don't think there's much they can do, frankly. I think he got elected this way. His campaign never had control over his Twitter account, except for maybe a couple of weeks there at the end. He was always going to communicate directly to the American people through his Twitter account. Some of it is maybe designed to distract. Some of it may be just, his musings on any given subject. That's not something that you can control. If you're the communications director at the White House, you simply have to deal with it. You know that he's going to do it. There's no one that's going to wrestle this away from him unless and until it affects him very negatively politically, and he puts the House in danger, or the Senate in danger, or something. And that's 15, 16 months away before we even get into that. So I think for the time being, he's likely to continue to do this, and they're just going to have to deal with it.
Okay, Kevin Sheridan. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.